Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Matt Gaetz's recent congressional hearing about Hunter Biden's laptop. This isn't just about the laptop, it's about accountability, national security, and the FBI's role. Stick around, because you won't want to miss what Gaetz uncovered. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss future videos on similar topics. Let's jump right in. Gaetz confronts the assistant director of the FBI Cyber Division about Hunter Biden's laptop.
So where is it? The laptop.
Sir, I'm not here to talk about the laptop. I'm here to talk about the FBI cyber program.
You are the assistant director of FBI Cyber. I want to know where Hunter Biden's laptop is. Where is it?
Sir, I don't know that answer.
It was turned over to the FBI in 2019, but the official admits he has no idea where it is. Can you believe that? A laptop with potentially compromising information about the first family, and the FBI can't track it? Gaetz is not happy with the response.
That is astonishing to me. Has FBI Cyber assessed whether or not Hunter Biden's laptop could be a point of vulnerability, allowing America's enemies to hurt our country?
How could something so important go missing in an agency tasked with national security? What do you think? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Now here's where things get even more intense. Gaetz raises a critical question. Could this missing laptop pose a national security risk? If the contents fell into the wrong hands, it could have serious consequences. Gaetz presses the FBI official about whether this laptop could be exploited by international adversaries. And once again, the FBI official doesn't seem to have an answer.
Sir, the FBI cyber program is based off of what's codified in Title 18, Section 1030, a code which talks about computer intrusions, right, using nefarious intent network.
Well, you've talked about passwords here. I mean, Hunter Biden's password on his laptop was Hunter02. He drops it off at a repair store. I'm holding the receipt from Mac's Computer Repair, where in December 2019, they turned over this laptop to the FBI, and what now you're telling me right here is that as the assistant director of FBI Cyber, you don't know where this is after it was turned over to you 3 years ago.
Yes, sir, that's an accurate statement.
How are Americans supposed to trust that you can protect us from the next colonial pipeline if it seems that you can't locate a laptop that was given to you 3 years ago from the first family, potentially creating vulnerabilities for our country?
How can the FBI Cyber Division not be concerned about the possible vulnerabilities from this laptop? It's not just a laptop, it's a potential security breach. Gaetz asks if the FBI Cyber Division has assessed the potential national security threat from the laptop. The official says, no. He claims that it's not in their purview to investigate the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop. Wait, what? The Cyber Division is supposed to safeguard the country's cybersecurity, and yet they're not concerned about a real potential vulnerability?
Sir, it's not in the purview of my investigative responsibilities.
But that is shocking that you wouldn't, as the assistant director of cyber, know whether or not there are international business deals, kickbacks, shakedowns that are on this laptop that would make the first family suspect to some sort of compromise. Mr. Assistant Director, have you assessed whether or not the first family is compromised as a result of the Hunter Biden laptop?
Sir, as a representative of the FBI cyber program, it is not in the realm of my responsibilities to deal with the questions that you're asking me.
Has anyone at FBI Cyber been asked to make assessments whether or not the laptop creates a point of vulnerability?
That's concerning, right? Shouldn't someone be looking into this? It doesn't seem like anyone is taking the matter seriously. Gaetz challenges the FBI's lack of action and calls for accountability. He stresses that the American people deserve to know if the first family could be compromised. Gaetz isn't just asking for answers, he's demanding action. He wants to know if the FBI has done anything to assess the risks and vulnerabilities associated with this laptop. If the FBI can't even track down the laptop's whereabouts, how can they be trusted to protect the country from bigger threats? This is the moment where Gaetz puts the pressure on.
Sir, we have multiple lines of investigative responsibility in the FBI. They're all available in public source.
Well, I would think you'd know this one. I mean, I would think that if the president's son, who does international business deals, referencing the now president with the Chinese, with Ukrainians, I mean, have you assessed whether or not the Hunter Biden laptop gives Russia the ability to harm our country?
Sir, again, We can do this back and forth for the next couple of minutes. I don't have any information about the Hunter Biden laptop or the
But should you? I mean, you're the assistant director of FBI Cyber.
By the block and line chart, no, sir, I should not.
Who should we put in that chair to ask questions about this laptop that FBI has had for 3 years?
Sir, I'm not in a position to make a recommendation who should say.
So you don't have it, you don't know who has it, you don't know where it is, you're the assistant director. You know, earlier you talked about whether or not you were the Grant Hill or the Christian Laettner. It sounds like you're the Chris Webber trying to call a timeout when you don't have one. So I mean, who is it? Do you even know who has it? Do you know who we should put in that chair to ask these questions to?
No, sir, I don't know who has it.
The public, the media, and Congress need answers, and fast.
Well, could you find out and tell us? You're going to have to give us briefings, thanks to Mr. Liu and Mr. Massey's question about whether or not the FBI was taking a $5 million test drive on the Pegasus system that was being used to target people in politics, people in government, people in the media, people in American life. So will you commit to give us a briefing as the assistant director of FBI Cyber as to where the laptop is, whether or not it's a point of vulnerability, whether or not the American people should wonder whether or not the first family is compromised?
Sir, I'd be happy to take your request back to our office.
Gosh, I mean, will you advocate for that briefing? You will?
I will be happy to take your request back to FBI headquarters.
Well, do you believe that is a briefing that the Congress is worthy of having, I guess?
Sir, I'm not going to answer that question. Right? I'm here to talk. The invitation says oversight of the FBI's cyber division. It does not say anything.
Well, right, but I mean, this is a cyber asset. This is a point of vulnerability. If there are passwords, if there are business deals, if there are references to things that could harm our country, like you can't even sit here right now and say that you know that there's not a point of vulnerability. Maybe there are other crimes, maybe there are tax issues or whatever, but as it relates to is the first family sufficient cyber infrastructure to protect?
Gaetz moves to enter the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop into the congressional record. This is a bold move, and one that could potentially reveal a lot of sensitive information. The chairman of the committee agrees, but the full contents of the laptop will be withheld for further investigation.
You don't even know if they're compromised. Tell you what, Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record of this committee the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop, which I'm in possession of.
I'm not.
There's no objection to that.
So I can't say no objection.
I've never had.
I will object pending further investigation.
And what's the basis of that objection?
It's a unanimous consent request, and I object pending.
Very well, I have a subsequent question. Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record the receipt.
It may very well be
from the Mac shop.
It may very well be entered into the record after we look at it further.
Very well, Mr. Chairman, I have a subsequent unanimous consent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record the receipt from the Department of
Mr.
Justice
Chairman, this is
to
Ms.
the
Deming.
Mac shop.
Am I next, or am I next?
Without objection, gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. After a consultation with majority staff, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record of this committee content from, files from, and copies from the Hunter Biden laptop.
Without objection.
Thank you. Yield back.
Gaetz is essentially saying, we need to know what's on this laptop, and we need to hold the FBI accountable for not investigating it properly. It's a strategic move, and you can see he's trying to push the issue to the forefront. This is a public accountability issue now. Gaetz is pushing for full transparency and a thorough investigation into the laptop's contents. Whether or not the FBI will actually follow through on that request remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, this is not going away anytime soon. The lack of accountability here is troubling. The American people deserve to know if their national security is at risk, and it's clear that Gaetz is determined to make sure this issue is not swept under the rug. The ball is in the FBI's court now, but we'll be watching closely. What do you think? Should the FBI be more transparent about the Hunter Biden laptop? Do you think it poses a national security risk? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you want to stay updated on this story and many more like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.